HLN reached out to Native Intimates, by the way, for a response, but they didn't have a comment. I know you already start your day with HLN's Morning Express. Well, now there's a new express ready to welcome you home. Start your... Raging wildfire in New Mexico is spreading, and rapidly. Officials say it's nowhere near being... Folks are doing well there. Meanwhile, HLN's Jane Velez-Mitchell, very outspoken on certain issues, and one of her biggest causes, as you know, is protecting the environment. Well, on Monday, she's going to have a special... a high school senior overcame incredible odds to get his diploma. This inspiring story, a high school senior just graduated, one of the top schools in Atlanta, by the way, after being homeless for the last 2 years. Bernard Watson of our affiliate WGCL has his story. And don't let your situation make you who you are. Thank you again to affiliate WGCL. Fred, by the way, says he plans to attend college in South Carolina and major in business, wishing him big success there. We've been following the story of a young girl fighting a rare flesh-eating bacteria for weeks. I've got some good news for you. Amy Copeland is breathing on her own, and she's able to sit up for hours at a time. The 24-year-old Georgia student, remember, contracted this disease when she cut her calf from a zip line accident. Doctors had to amputate her leg, foot, and both of her hands. But good to know she's doing so much better. A principal at a school in Louisiana got the surprise of her life. Pedro Hernandez to be arraigned. He's the man who New York police say has confessed to the murder of Aton Pates. And the police say it's that level of detail that makes his confession believable. And neighbors of Hernandez say they're obviously shocked by the confession. One of the detectives described Hernandez as remorseful and said his confession had produced almost a sense of relief on Hernandez's part. So we'll keep you posted there. But I want to give you a look at what else will work. Passenger, meanwhile, is in federal custody after a security incident on board an American Airlines flight. The FBI now has identified the man as 24-year-old Ryan Snyder of Canada. He reportedly got up and charged the front of the plane and began banging on a door. Unclear whether it was the cockpit door or a cabin door, but 2 other passengers were able to restrain him. Snyder was subdued and taken off that plane. A police detective says he appeared to be drunk. Now, the FBI says terrorism was not involved, but Snyder is in federal custody, and he'll be in court next week. May face federal charges that could include interference with a flight crew. A grim milestone as we mark Memorial Day this weekend. We are just learning 3,000 coalition troops have now died in Operation Enduring Freedom. The death of Petty Officer First Class Ryan Wilson of Shasta, California, takes the toll to this 3,000 mark. Wilson died from complications we understand that are associated with a medical condition, and thoughts to his family, certainly. An infant and 2 toddlers were found abandoned in a shed in Portland, Oregon. Their identities, nobody knows. Their parents, nowhere to be found. Police are asking you, the public, to help solve this mystery. Megan Kalkstein from affiliate KATU has the story. Kids are currently in protective services, obviously, until authorities can identify them. But anyone with information, please contact the Child Abuse Hotline. The number's 503-731-3100. Well, a Texas man was sentenced to 20 years in federal prison for trying to support terrorists. Barry Boucher wants to get rid of 40% of the city's street lights. Dave Bing says he only wants to light the areas where there are a lot of people or where he wants to see some population growth. He says the city just cannot afford to fix all of the broken street lamps anyway. Detroit's population has dropped 60% since 1950. All right, what's the buzz today? Well, actress Jane Lynch talking to graduate students about life. You know, she had a lot of fun doing it, too. Plus, Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton is slowly but surely taking the internet by storm. Senior editor of BuzzFeed, too. Yeah, have a good weekend. Hey, a new HLN program to tell you about, too. You know, for many of us getting started on an exercise routine, I know it's just difficult to get into that. Boy, did this guy get emotional, with good reason, really. A man who served 5 years for rape secretly recorded a conversation with his accuser, and she admitted that she lied. Brian Banks was exonerated yesterday in California. He was it'll be interesting to see where he may go next. Banks's record is cleared, by the way, and we have not yet heard from his accuser. The riveting true crime mysteries that you love to solve are on HLN every weekend, and this Sunday, a pregnant mother of 2 is killed in her home with an axe. And for gas prices for your holiday weekend travel, AAA says the national average price is $3.67. That's down 17 cents from a month ago, but be careful driving the next couple of days. Memorial Day weekend's apparently the worst holiday for drivers to run red lights, too. You don't want to do that anyway, but a nonprofit driver safety group looked at red light camera data, and it found more than 26,000 violations last holiday weekend. That's 7,000 more than the average weekend, so be careful. Don't you run red lights, but be careful of the people that might be. Students at one Brooklyn high school are going to leave with a special party favor on prom night. Their school's giving away 500 condoms. Safe sex forums and condoms have been offered by the school for 3 years, but it's the first time they're going to be supplied at the prom. Parents are pretty concerned. The principal, though, says it's practical and the right thing to do. Back in a moment. Well, a vice principal in Louisiana whose baby has cancer came back to school for the day, and her students were waiting with open arms and a flash mob. Here's Melanie Hebert of affiliate WWL. How are people when they pull together there? Thank you to Melanie Hebert of affiliate WWL for this story. The trainer for Triple Crown contender I'll Have Another has just been suspended from the sport. But Doug O'Neill, what happened to little Aton Pates? It's been a mystery for 33 years.